Hello, I'm Jenna, aka Je suis Loser, and somehow you've managed to stumble upon this video, unfortunately. God help you. I decided to call this my college kickoff video because in a little over a week I'm going to be leaving for school, and I don't know when the next time will be that I'll have time to do this because I'm going to be a very confused freshman who needs time to adjust. I had you guys send in some questions for me, and I'm going to start with them. I'm going to answer Stephanie's questions first because she's my wife and I guess she has some kind of priority, I don't know. What's a phase you've gone through in your life that changed you a lot, and why did it change you? In my later middle school years, I sort of developed a love for musical theater. I would call that a phase. I still do enjoy plays, but not as much as I did when I was younger. But what came out of that phase was my love for Rent, and that hasn't changed at all. Rent is still something that I hold really close to my heart, and it changed how I view life and how I live my life. What do you expect college to be like? Will it be hot? Will it be cold? Will it be wet? Will it be dry? Don't be such a girl, Stephanie. We're not going on a holiday. What will you do if you try to get your roommate into Merlin and she decides she absolutely hates it? God, disown her? Find a new roommate? I'm totally kidding. A little. What do you do to stay so adorable? I want this answered as a legitimate question. Don't spend the whole time going LOL but I'm not cute, because I am telling you that you're adorable, so admit it to yourself and answer the damn question. My wife is pretty demanding. I don't know. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. Fangirl Crack asked, what's the thing you're most looking forward to in college? I think just the whole new experience of it. It's going to be a completely different environment for me. I've been in the same city all my life with a lot of the same people because I live in a really small place. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to make some new friends and enjoy some new learning experiences. I'm going to tackle Ryan's questions next. Talk for 30 seconds about Colin Morgan without saying like, or hesitating for too long. That's going to be a challenge because and like are my fallback words. So I'm going to try. Colin Morgan is essentially flawless. His cheekbones were carved by the gods. He has this little lip bisector thing in the middle of his lips that I always like to point out because it quite literally bisects his bottom lip, and it's really, really fucking adorable. He's on that show Merlin. I don't know if you've heard of it, but everybody watches it for the plot. He has a co-star named Bradley James who is very much in love with him because who isn't? He's a god. And yeah, that was so fucking difficult. Oh my god. What do you like best about Bradley James, personality-wise and looks? Bradley has this really, really awesome sense of humor. He reminds me actually of a lot of my friends that I know from high school. Like, he's really funny. And that's probably what's the most attractive about him, because I'm the kind of person who, if someone's attractive but they're a douche, like, I can't still be attracted to them. But he seems like the kind of person who would just be able to constantly make you laugh all the time, which I really like in a person. Looks. I really like his jawline. I'm not exactly a fan of buff guys, with the exception of Owen Mack, and he makes me want to jizz myself every time he just exists. But I like Bradley James' jawline. And his eyes. His eyes are really nice. Who do you ship Giles with? You haven't gotten this far in Buffy, but for those of you who have, I ship Giles with Anya. That episode, Tabula Rasa, in which everybody loses their memory, which is, coincidentally, pretty much my favorite episode, they think that they're husband and wife because Anya is wearing a ring, but it's actually Sandra's. This is a whole long story. But anyway, they end up kissing, and it's really freaking hilarious. But I could so see it. If all the Merthyr fuckers came down to visit you, where would you take us for a magical day of adventure and wonder? I live in the most boring place ever, so basically I'd just take you all to my house, we'd watch Merlin, and have an orgy. Show us 5 things within arm's reach of you. Okay? This is my makeup, which makes me look a tiny bit less fug than I usually do. Eyeliner. This is this little thingy of pictures of my friends and families, my cousins, like all my friends. Let's see. My iPod, Randy Giles. Some Shatter nail polish. And that's it. I think that was 5. What's something from a series that makes you sad when you think about it?
I love you.
No, you don't. Thanks for saying it.
It could have had it all. 5 pet peeves about holidays. I have to be social. 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 Now I have questions from Gwenihor, aka Nenny, who is amazing. Imitate Morgana's smirk. Repeat 5 times. It was really hard thinking of 5 different ways to do that smirk, so kudos to the writers for keeping it fresh. If you had to crossover pair Merlin, Arthur, Morgana, and Gwen with Buffy, Willow, Xander, or Giles, who would be paired up with whom? This is an excellent question. Right off the bat, I would pair Buffy and Arthur because they'd make really pretty blonde babies. And also it would be interesting to see their banter because, I've said this in other videos, it really looks like they'd have banter a lot because they're so alike. They're so into taking control, they're so into, you know, being the person who saves the day and all that. So I would pair off Merlin with Willow, I guess, because, you know, they both have magic so they can bond over that. I would pair off Morgana with Xander because I think it's very reminiscent of Xander Faith and Xander Cordelia. Xander finds himself in relationships where he's very much the girl in the relationship, and I feel like Morgana would totally pwn him and it'd be really interesting. And then I would pair Gwen with Giles because Giles just wants someone to love and give him flowers. My sister Krista, aka Rachel What's Her Name, had a couple questions. What do you love about me? Absolutely nothing. When was the first time you decided you shipped Merthyr and Brolin? Any specific scenes, lines, etc.? I've said this before as well, but I think the definitive moment for me was seeing the Poison Chalice as far as Merthyr is concerned. Because they were so, there's that feeling of, you know, desperate, you know, on both parts. You know, Arthur's desperate to save Merlin, and Merlin, in turn, is desperate to save Arthur while he's trying to save Merlin. It's like this whole chain of awesome, and it really just shows that even after only 4 episodes, like, look how much they're willing to do for each other. It's a really, it's a good episode. I really like that episode. In my top 5, because it's when I started shipping Arthur. And, also...
Faster. Go faster.
Come on. As far as Brolin is concerned, obviously, You're the Voice. After I watched, I think, a few episodes of Merlin, I stumbled upon You're the Voice on YouTube. And, it was very interesting. I laughed for like 10 minutes after. Brolin is like a crack ship for me, but, I do enjoy their friendship. Lauren, aka Hug Your Fucking Sorcerer, asked, if you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would you bring? My iPod, even though it would run out of music eventually. Food, because you never said I couldn't bring food. I'll bring an abundance of food. And John Locke, so he could tell me about how it's my destiny to be there, because if I'm stranded on an island, I guess I'm supposed to be there. Or something. Questions from Caitlin, yay! Would you like me to post you a little photo of myself when I send a card, so that you can frame it and put it by your bed or in your purse? What exactly is the function of a rubber duck? Come on over here, you'll find out. Colin's knees or Bradley's thighs? Colin's knees. I like skinny guys. Complete the sentence. Today when I woke up, my first thought was, holy fucking shit, I am exhausted. Tell me your favorite word, and tell me your favorite thing about the internet. My favorite word is juxtaposition. I just really like it. My favorite thing about the internet is how many awesome people you can meet that aren't creepy. I've met so many different people through Tumblr from all over the world, and they're all really cool. And it's the kind of thing where you can meet people you can talk to about not just fandom, but about pretty much anything. I've made some really close friends here that I wouldn't trade for the world. My awesome real-life friend Christina Man, hi, I miss you, asked what my favorite MCR song is. And Anon also asked me this question, so I'm going to answer it for both of you. The first song I ever heard by them is very important to me. It was Helena. So I like to think that's at least one of my favorites. because it's just a beautiful, beautiful song, and it's really the first time I experienced My Chemical Romance. And I guess I'd have to say I Don't Love You, because the video is gorgeous, and the song, I could just listen to the song all day. Martian Marvin asked, I challenge you to try to say my name correctly. M-I-C-H-A-L. Is it Mikal? I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. Also, FMK, Bambi, Simba, and Bagheera from the Jungle Book. Oh, okay. I think I would marry Bambi because, like, Bambi's pretty chill and sweet, and, like, we won't have issues. I would F the shit out of Bagheera because he's sassy. That leaves me to kill Simba, but I really don't want to because he's the king and all that. The king of Pride Rock. Flame Sorcery asked, would you rather have your sneezes be musical or have moss all over your face forever? I think I'd rather have my sneezes be musical. Sunnydale to Gallifrey asked, if you could pick one person from each of your main fandoms and assemble a team of pure awesome, who would you pick and why? That's actually a really good question. I think that I would have Buffy leading this awesome team of awesome. And, you know, ordering people around and being, you know, witty. Then you've got Merlin, who'll just show up making things fly and sympathizing with Buffy about saving the world without anyone ever actually knowing about it. Then you've got Castiel, who would provide comic relief without even trying. Pre-God Castiel, just to clarify. You got Donna Noble, because every team needs a sassy ginger to put everyone in their place. Kaylee Fry for adorableness, Illyria for badassery, and lastly, I think I'm just going to throw in Desmond from Lost, because every team needs at least one person with awesome hair. I love you, Benny! Megan, aka Halfway Out of the Dark, asked what my favorite book was that was required reading for school. I have two answers to this. One is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, which I read for English. And the same year, I read The Picture of Dorian Gray. The Picture of Dorian Gray is probably one of my favorite books of all time. It's by Oscar Wilde, and it's brilliant, and if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. What are your main ships in Buffy besides Spuffy? Spuffy is essentially endgame for me when it comes to Whedonverse. But if I had to pick another ship, it would be Spangel, because that shit is so canon, you can't even deny. They had sexy times on multiple occasions. Ellie Holmes the TARDIS asked me to write a poem about how much I love her, a haiku specifically. I love Ellie so much that I can't express it properly in words. Amanda, aka The Fire at Sea, said that she didn't actually have a question, but she requested that I do an interpretive dance to something, perhaps by Lady Gaga. That wasn't really interpretive, that was just me being ridiculous. Okay, that's it for questions. I just wanted to really quickly say thank you to everyone who's been following me. If you started following me at the beginning, or if you just started following me yesterday. I don't know how much time I'm going to have in college to post. Probably not a lot, because again, I'm a lost freshman and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But I'd really appreciate it if you stuck with me. If not, that's okay, I understand. But I just wanted to thank you guys for helping me through a lot of changes that have been going on lately, and you guys are the best. So, love you!